Welcome to video 2. If you missed the first video, please click on the link below, then come back to this one. Let's continue Sandy's story. The instant switch is something you must have if you want to truly experience financial abundance, no matter how hopeless, no matter how desperate, no matter how nakedly alone you feel right now. It's the real secret behind how Jim Carrey went from near obscurity to being one of the highest paid movie stars in Hollywood history. It's how Ellen DeGeneres rebounded from the devastating loss of a loved one to become one of the most beloved comedians in the world. It's how Arnold Schwarzenegger outmuscled younger competition to become Mr. Olympia a record 7 times. Steve Jobs even used his instant switch to achieve technological superiority with the iPhone and iPad. And, as you're about to discover, I also used the instant switch to go from living a life trapped by fear, doubt, and insecurity to living a life filled with confidence, happiness, and abundance. Where I used to go without, now I get whatever I desire. Where I used to feel desperate and alone, now I feel loved and appreciated. Where I used to be broke and broken, now extraordinary opportunities find their way to me on a daily basis. And it can be that way for you too, all with the flip of the instant switch. In just a moment, you'll see the awesome science behind this revolutionary discovery, a breakthrough that's literally making world-renowned scientists and doctors rethink everything they thought they knew about how the universe operates. And that magical pink rubber band I showed you earlier, the one that holds the secret to attracting anything you desire, that's coming up too. But first, let's talk about you for a second, or at least the person I think you are. You're tired of feeling alone. Tired of being disappointed. You're tired of always worrying about bills, about the future. Although you try not to let it get to you, you live your life with some level of fear, always feeling like the other shoe is about to drop. You want to be happy. You want to be rich. Or maybe just comfortable enough to never again have to think about what something costs. You want to find true love, or rekindle a love you once had. Does any of this sound like you? Do you feel any of it in your chest, in the pit of your stomach? Have you maybe even gotten to the point where you think it's okay to dream, but you don't really expect any of those dreams to come true for you? You feel stuck, with no way out in sight. Well, life used to be like that for me. You see, like a lot of young girls who grew up on Disney movies, I always imagined my life would be a fairy tale. You know the story. You meet Prince Charming and he carries you off to his castle where you live happily ever after, and at around age 24, my future was looking like that might actually happen. I had just earned my master's from Harvard and was engaged to a tall, handsome guy. Let's call him David. To the outside world, David really did appear to be a genuine Prince Charming. He was pleasant, he was loving, he was loyal. I don't want to in any way imply he was any less than that, but even while he was on one knee proposing, and tears were running down my face, in the back of my mind I still had doubts. Something just felt wrong, and it was as if the universe itself was trying to send me warnings. Little things at first, but the night before the wedding, those warnings got louder until the sirens began to wail, and I mean that literally. I was at the dress shop for my final fitting. I look in the mirror and for a moment feel like all my dreams are coming true. All my fears wash away. I was a princess. And then, almost as if on cue, my maid of honor runs into the changing room screaming, "Princess Diana's limousine crashed! She's dead!" Oh my God, there she was, a real-life princess, divorced, trying to figure things out on her own, and killed tragically way too young. I couldn't stop crying. Now don't get me wrong, I wasn't even one of those people that cared about the royals. I couldn't even tell you most of their names. But I knew Diana. Everyone knew Diana. This beautiful, loving soul who dedicated her life to making this world a better place. Gone at 36. I felt at that point the dream didn't exist. There's no fairy tale ending, I told myself. Now, you think that would be the first sign that convinced me to call the wedding off. And I wish I had, because The next morning I awake on bloody sheets. To hear the rest of Sandy's story, please click the link below to the next video in this series.